So hey guys, on here, and today I'm doing last night's Raw results because I did the SmackDown ones and I've got lots of messages saying that was a really good idea, so I thought that I would continue on doing this. So the first match was Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton, and to start the match they have a huge brawl, and then Daniel Bryan loses by disqualification because he hits the ref. And then Sheamus and Christian versus Team Rhodes Scholars. And then Sheamus and Christian win because Sheamus hit the bro kick. And then Kaitlyn versus Oksana. And then while they're fighting and everything, AJ comes out dressed as Kaitlyn. And then Oksana tries to pin Kaitlyn while she's being distracted. But Kaitlyn hits the spear on Oksana and then wins the match. And then Big E Langston comes out, and AJ Lee and Big E Langston reenact the whole Secret Admirer segment. And then Chris Jericho versus Alberto Del Rio. And while Chris Jericho has the walls of Jericho locked, Ricardo Rodriguez comes in and hits Chris Jericho in the back with the bucket and in the head. And then Dolph Ziggler runs out and then attacks Alberto Del Rio while he's lying on the floor. And then Ricardo Rodriguez tries to hit Dolph Ziggler, but Chris Jericho does the code breaker to Ricardo Rodriguez. Sorry, I can't talk. Dolph Ziggler does the zigzag to Del Rio, and then he does it to Chris Jericho. And then they had another RVD returning at Money in the Bank promo. And then the next match was Great Khali versus Ryback, and then Ryback wins from his finisher, the Shell Shock. And then the cover of WWE 14 is released by Brad Maddox, Vicky Guerrero, and Jerry the King Lawler, and The Rock is on the cover of that. And then the next match is Tons of Funk versus the Usos versus Drew and Jinder Mahal. The Usos win, and then the Shield comes out, and Seth and Roman hold up the title saying that they're going to win because the Usos have a tag team title match with the Shield. Well, not like the whole Shield, but Seth and Roman. And then the next match is CM Punk and Darren Young. And then CM Punk wins by a submission move. Titus O'Neil comes in the ring and attacks Punk. And then Darren Young joins in. And then Curtis Axel comes out and helps Punk. And then the last match is Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton, again in a street fight match. And that was a WWE app vote match. And then Daniel Bryan wins the match from his submission move. And then Daniel and Randy Orton have a handshake at the end of the match. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Bye guys.